Hey everybody, it's your boy, Eduardo Jackson, CEO, founder, creator of the Cinema Draft Game. It's Friday afternoon in the Las Vegas Valley, August 11th, and we are going to take a look at some call sheets, preview the weekend's upcoming action, see what nuggets of wisdom we can discern from other people's play. All right, so let's click the live tab in your lobby and let's check it out. We, of course, will start in our stay in the feature presentation. That's where the big ballers present their best strategies, unless you're me, because I always tend to have a I work up to my feature presentation strategy, but by the time I get here, I'm either supremely confident or I'm second guessing. This week, guess which one I was? Second guessing. So let's take a look at my shambles of a call sheet. Shout out to the group chat. You guys will be putting me on your personal whiteboard this week, I'm sure. All right, so basically, I figured there's no way you can get around Annabelle creation. There's just no way. It's by far it's predicted to be what 30 million opening weekend. The next nearest one looks to be like 11, 12 million. Also, take a look at this from Thursday night's previews. This is kind of shocking. 4 million in Thursday night previews. That's huge. That's like a lot for a Thursday night preview for quite frankly, for August and a horror film, which I mean, it's a sequel, I guess, a prequel or something. But I can't really. I honestly don't know anyone personally who's been checking for this movie, but apparently people are ready for it. Got a good review by Ringballs22 in the group chat. So I don't know. Maybe it's going to do something. But at 4 million on a Thursday really is impressive. So Strange to them. Strange. It's you, Annabelle. It's you. Okay. So the best you could probably do is squeeze in 3 Annabelles. As Jason Stern in group chat, aka Gamble24x7, would say said he noticed that you could get 4 Annabelles in if you went straight 5,000 per actor all the way out. But he noticed that there's not a single $5,000 salaried actor in limited release. So in that case, it wouldn't work. So the best you can do is get 3 Annabelles, which is what I did. Headliner stack, of course, and from there we experiment a little bit. We have a headliner stack from the Glass Castle. It is by far the highest opening. Well, it's the highest opening limited release, number one. Number two, it might be one of the highest screens in limited release, and it looks like it actually is. Yeah, 1,461 screens. So even and also on all the predictors, it's looking at like it's going to come in around 4.4 million, 4 to 4.5 million. So let's just say it is at 4.25 million, essentially times 2, because you're getting 1 point per 500,000 per actor in limited release, and you're looking at about 8.5 points. And then for your headliners, you're looking at just a shade under 12 points. So 12 points at basically 7,500, 7,500, and 7,800, it's a steal. You got to do it. As I was working my way up, because what I like to do is I like to start in the background talent, the $10 background talent, and work my way up through the ranks all the way up to the $125 feature presentation. And what I kind of discovered along the way is that as much as no one I know wants to see this movie, people, yeah, I mean, they're still expecting Nutjob to make about 10 million this weekend. I mean, 10 million for 9,500. Katie Heigl. I mean, you could do worse. So as a headliner, because at this point I'm looking at replacement value. Now this is something that we haven't really talked about much in our strategy podcast, whatever. But basically, replacement value is how much film actor A would be worth if you replace them with film actor B. So if the replacement value on this call sheet after going for Annabelle creation is essentially the value of the Glass Castle, which we've already assumed is going to be about 12, 12-ish points, 11.9, 12 points. We have to figure out, are there enough movies out there at enough price point to have as much replacement value as 12 points? So if we assume that these projections hold, 10 million right here. If we assume these projections hold, then you're essentially looking at 14 points for the nut job. Now, I'm not totally convinced. I'm not thoroughly convinced that the nut job is where we want to be. And it is a little bit pricey, but I figure we can afford at least one of these because the replacement value of 12 points is exceeded by the potential of 14 points with Katherine Heigl as a headliner in the nut job. So moving along to more some replacement value, I'm kind of keen on Jab Harry Met Sejal, which is kind of like the Indian version of When Harry Met Sally. And it seems like, well, first of all, we're running out of money, we're running out of budget, so we have to keep all these probably under 6,000. Number two, these two are headliners. The movie itself, oh, pardon me, where'd that come from? Okay, the movie itself last weekend did 1.2 million on 280 screens. Kind of came up out of nowhere. It really didn't even show up until actuals rolled out on Monday. So this might be another movie will be on pins and needles over the weekend, only because it's an independent film, it's a foreign film, it's a 3F, so it might not report how we like it, but it will generally report on Monday afternoon. So yeah, so it made 1.28 million, essentially 1.29 million on 280 screens, 45.88 per screen. So if we assume, well, I don't know, I estimated 300 screens. Maybe you'll add 20 screens based off of that success, and assume it drops down to 3,000 per screen. You're looking at, oh wow, 900,000. That's actually higher than I would have thought. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. That's higher than I thought. I thought it was going to clock in around 600, 700,000, but it looks like it's got decent potential to make, well, actually, let's just keep it at 2.8. Let's do it 280 screens at 3,000 per screen. So that's a full almost 1,600 per screen off in the second weekend. And yeah, you're looking at 840,000. Wow, 8.4 points, or with a headliner, just a shade under 12 points. So that's pretty impressive. So once again, this pretty much almost meets the replacement value of The Glass Castle. So yeah, so I'm gonna want these two headliners. I'm not sure if I want a non-headliner from this film, but I definitely want these two headliners. And then now we're really almost out of money, but then Wind River also could go bonkers. This is another one to keep a look at. If you look at the per screen average, I'm obsessed with these per screen averages. I know I am. Because you can learn everything, and sometimes you can overlearn, overestimate, or overvalue. There we go. Sometimes you can overvalue their impact or their power, these per screen averages. But one thing that I like to do is when these movies expand out. So on Wind River made 40,000 per screen on only 4 screens. It's fanned out to 45 screens. Not a ton of screens. I don't even think it's in Vegas. Is it in Vegas? Let's see. Wind River. That's one of my litmus tests. Is that, yeah, it's not in Vegas. Otherwise, it would pop up and show me when these show times are. Yeah, so that's one of my litmus tests. If it's in Vegas, that means it's kind of around. It's kind of, it's I wouldn't say it's like everywhere. I mean, Vegas is like, I would say maybe a second or third tier city. I mean, the Clark County metropolitan area has like 2.7 million people. Vegas itself only has like, I don't know, 400, 500,000. It's not a really huge city. We just get really big on weekends when, was it like something like 40 million people annually pass through Vegas. So, break that up over to 52, you get a lot of, people, about 1 million people a weekend coming in just to visit. But either way, they're not here to watch movies. I am. And so I look at per screen average of Wind River at 40,000 like this. I'm like, okay, if it basically goes 10x, I feel comfortable saying that it could possibly pull about 15,000 per screen. It's not going to do 40, not going to do 30. It's not even going to do half that because it's all really concentrated on those 4 screens in New York and LA. 45 screens means you're probably hitting like your Chicago's, maybe Atlanta, something like that. Vegas can come later. So on 45 screens at 15,000 per screen, then you're getting 675,000 in gross, or 6.75 points, with a headliner bonus of 40%, 9.45 points ish. So for your buck for only 5,800, it's not a bad play. I would get Wind River. The question is, and I couldn't fit two headliners in and still do Job Harry Met Sajal. So I just did one Wind River, and then Step intrigues me. I first of all, I would like to see it. I went to a historically black college, Morehouse College, the House. We're very proud, and yeah, I was privy to several Step shows. Enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun watching them. I think I've learned one step in my life, and it took me all of freshman year to learn. I can never be a step dancer or performer. I mean, I probably could, but it's just a different skill set. Anyways, those are highly entertaining, and through practice and repetition and experiencing shows and stuff, there's a bunch of like bonding that goes on. So this is about a female step troupe out of Baltimore, I believe. And that made 5,000 per screen on 29 screens. I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued. It fans out to 180 screens. 189? Step 185 screens. Okay, and based off of that, so if it did 5,000 on that many screens, let's say it drops down to 3,000 per screen times 185 screens. That's still 555,000. So 5.56 points with the headliner bonus. You're looking at just a shade under 8 points. So I think this is a fairly optimized call sheet, I would like to think. I mean, you don't have an abundant. I didn't go all in on one movie like the Glass Castle, although I did try that on my background talent call sheet, I do believe. I'm not like overweight on any one movie, and I'm not terribly underweight. This feels like it might be a little too safe, but I might have diversified the risk a little bit too much, but I like it. I think it's going to be fine. I'm actually calling my shot. I think it's going to be a top 5 performer. Damn it, I like it. I was a little unsure going into this podcast, but now I like it even more. All right, so let's take a look at a few more. Let's take a look at let's take a look at G Nice. He made the effort. He said he's trying a new strategy. Want to show him some love. Okay, so all right, so he went with a star-studded call sheet. Well done, G Nice. All right, so he definitely placed emphasis on getting headliners. This is headliner heavy. This could be worse. It's not bad, but it could be worse. So he's got exposure to Annabelle Creation. I like that. Nut Job 2, Nutty by Nature. That's okay. We'll see how it performs. But like I said, I'm not hearing or seeing a lot of heat out of it. So he's got that headliner stack. Tom Holland headlining Spider-Man, and this is probably your misstep, G Nice, only because Spider-Man is too wide for its own good. I mean, it's a good movie, but on a per-screen average, oh wow, it's still doing 2,800. Good for it. Okay, still it only made 8.8 million last weekend. Probably destined to do about 4 or 5 million. So that technically makes it wildly overpriced. They need to actually reevaluate this salary coming up to next weekend's games. So spent a little too much money here. Detroit is a sinking stone. I mean, even the projections are only estimated to make about 4 million. So that's another movie that's going to be too wide for its own good. I would not be surprised to see it drop just slightly into limited release next week. I wouldn't be surprised, depending on how this weekend shakes out. What else do you have, G Nice? Headliner stack of the Emoji Movie. I mean, salary-wise, it's not bad. It's being projected to make about 10 million. No, actually, I take all that back. It's only estimated to make 6 million. That's a waste of money. That's where you went wrong, G Nice. It's all right. Live and you learn. Cars 3, you could do worse, I suppose. Only 6,100. And then Glass Castle headliner, which is smart, because like I said, that one seems to be destined to about a 12-point performance. So this, sad to say, G Nice will most likely be out of the money. I'm not sure if it's going to be DFL, dead fucking last, but actually, I don't think it will be DFL. You're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep working it out. Hey, join the group chat. Keep listening to podcasts. We spit in this game out here for free. Okay, what else we got? Let's take a look at. Is she in here? Okay, she's not in this one. I think she's still traveling. Our guest next week for the podcast, I believe, will be Kiana. She'll be fresh from her Italy trip. I think she's in Italy now, so more power to her. Have fun out there. Take lots of pictures with her student group. So no Kiana, but you know, why not? Michael Vellante holding down the group chat. Former or current movie theater chain executive. Definitely listen to the podcast. Appreciate your support. Oh, okay. I like it. So this has a more cohesive strategy. The 3-pack of Annabelle, smart. He has the headliner stack of Glass Castle, also smart for limited release, and he has one Katherine Heigl, The Nut Job. Smart. I like to see we're among friends. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These top 6 match up with my strategy, and then he's got a 4-pack of Jab Harry met Sajal and left 1,000 on the table. Well done. I am intrigued. I like it. I still possibly would have swapped one of these out for Elizabeth Olsen in Wind River, just because I really do think that's got potential, especially at potential 15,000 per screen. And the more I see about these trailers and stuff, the more intrigued I am. I probably want to go see it in the theater. So yeah, but otherwise, I like this strategy. I mean, Michael Vellante lives in the top 5. I mean, I'll be very shocked if this is not a top 5. It's not top 3 call sheet. Well done. Nice cohesive strategy. Hope it pays off for you, good sir. The God of Cheese, the God of Cinema Draft last week. We all had to bow down. He had a max cash. He won or tied for all 5 contests last week. So let's see what the brainchild has cooked up in his lab. Okay. He actually stumbled onto the exact same strategy as Michael Vellante. So good luck to both of you. Hopefully you'll be splitting first and second. Let's see who else is out there. Let's do a couple more. Matt, our spotlight player of the week. What do you got going on here, Matt? Let's see. So he's got the headliner stack of Annabelle Creation. I like it. Headliner stack from Dunkirk, which I would like, except I think that this week Dunkirk is a bit overpriced. But in the marketplace, though, to be honest with you, it is the second highest projected movie, even in its 4th or 5th week. What did I tell y'all about old people? Old people see the movie when they want to go see it. They don't see it opening weekend, but this is the type of movie, because World War II ties and theme, because it's made in a very kind of competent, old school fashion that's going to have legs. It's going to play on forever. Look at it, 155 million in about a month. That's amazing. Worldwide, actually, I'm gonna do a quick dive into Dunkirk. I'm just very curious. I like this film a lot. I've seen it twice. It's probably one of those movies that I will always. Yeah, 336 million worldwide. That's excellent on a production budget of 100 million. Interesting. And with that whole 2.78 rule that we have, that a movie's budget must essentially gross 2.78 times its budget in order to recoup all of its production and marketing and distribution expenses. So it needed 278 million to clear that bar. It's already made 336 million. Enjoy those healthy profits all the way to the bank. Who's that? Warner Brothers? Yeah, Warner Brothers. Enjoy that. Okay, so excuse me. So I liked it. So the Dunkirk stack is interesting, although a little pricey. I might have gone elsewhere. Once Upon a Time is our wild card. 47 screens. We very rarely get advanced buzz or notification on how our foreign films are doing. So this will be very interesting to see how this shakes out. But I like the gamble. Landline has been decent. What did it do last weekend? Landline per screen average. Oh no, dipped down to 1,500. Okay, yeah. Oh no, I like Jenny Slate. Jenny Slate is the star of Landline, and it looks like, I mean, it added screens, but didn't really add much in box office. I don't believe. Well, I don't know. It's interesting. Per screen wise, I'm not loving it. It's only down to 1,500. A movie that's small, I would like to see like at least over 2,000 per screen. So it might be a misstep there. We'll see how it shakes out. Wonder Woman kind of can't go wrong, and the price is kind of right. 7,000 for Chris Pine as a headliner. Kidnap Halle Berry. Oh God, I guess you'll never go broke in this business. I guess you'll. I guess what's that saying? Never underestimate. You basically, if you never underestimate the depths of American audience's taste, then you will be fine. I underestimated Kidnap. Probably cost me. Last weekend, Kidnap did overall. It did like 10 million. That's absurd. It's gonna lose. It's gonna lose probably 70% of its box office weekend. It's yeah, okay, well they're projecting about half, down to 5.2 million. So I'm not thrilled about Kidnap. It is cheap. She is a headliner. You could do worse. Steve Coogan, The Trip to Spain. That money could have been spent on Job Harry Met Sejal, even taking it out as a flyer on a whim, only because The Trip to Spain is only tripping out to 3 screens. So actually, I thought it was only 2. Okay, 3 screens. So that's one more. All right, adjust on the fly. So I mean, unless they're doing 50, 60,000 per screen, it'll be very hard to beat minimum price. But I mean, to be honest with you could just be straight up punting because he felt like he had no room. And then Step 5,000 headliner, the documentary on the woman Step team, which I think actually could be a pretty decent investment budget wise. So that's Matt. Thanks for playing. We'll see how you do. Doesn't exactly feel like a top 8 call sheet or top 9 call sheet that might get in the money, but we'll see how it shakes out. And let's do one more. So we picked up the draft bomb last week. Let's do the Roan, our boy, the OG. See what he's got going on here. All right, so okay, so yeah, so conventional wisdom, interesting. I was not up on the conventional thought process in the group chat when Gamble 24/7 said that he thought there'd be a lot of duplicate call sheets this week. Yeah, I kind of scoffed, but he's absolutely right. Here's another one. The Roan matches the exact same strategy as 2 of the other ones, including Michael Vellante and the God of Cheese. 3-pack of Annabelle Creation, Nutty by Nature headliner, 4-pack of Jab Harry Met Sejal, and a headliner stack of The Glass Castle. I'm starting to feel left out, guys. Hopefully my contrarian play will be the difference. And that's pretty much it. There was no post-lock movie last night. I started watching a show called Atypical, and I love it. I kind of want to put my life on hold to finish watching it. Directed, here comes name drop. Name drop alert, name drop alert. The pilot was directed by the co-executive producer, Seth Gordon. That's the dude who was in plays with me in high school, and he was a year behind me. I was a year ahead, and now he does big-time movies like Baywatch and TV shows like The Goldbergs. I guess this is his newest TV show. I had no idea it was him until I saw the credits. So good job, Seth. I know you're not listening, but wherever you're at, hopefully that positivity gets into you. That's going to be our show for this week. Should be another slow weekend in the box office. Not much to see or talk about. It might be a good weekend to catch up on some films you've been meaning to see. Hell, I'm thinking I might even go see Despicable Me 3. I haven't seen it yet. If I could pry myself away from Atypical and when I'm not working on this fabulous game. Y'all know what to do by now. Cinemadraft.co. That is cinemadraft.co. We're on all the social media. Follow us, click us, follow us, like us, comment, recommend us. iTunes, SoundCloud, the troubled SoundCloud, which may need to be bailed out because they are badly managed. But yes, anywhere you get your podcasts, you can find this fun and lovely and strategic show. Thanks a lot, everybody. Enjoy the weekend. And you know what? Why don't you go see a movie or something?